They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
But it's a class action lawsuit against all machines and that they're defective devices, okay? I have lawyers worked on this for 5 months.
Pokemon Go, but I try to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. I'll kiss every guy, man and woman, man and woman. Look at that guy, how handsome he is. I'll kiss him.
Look, we talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend from $15 to $45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise to the equal raise of getting out the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the teachers deal with the problems that come from home. The problems that come from home, we have one school psychologist for every 1,500 kids in America today. It's crazy. The teachers are, and I'm married to a teacher. My deceased wife is a teacher. They have every problem coming to them. We have to make sure that every single child does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes of parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio, raise their children. Quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. Make sure you have the record player on. Sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure you have the record player on at night. A kid coming from a very poor school, very poor words. A kid, the phone. The kids hear words. Kids hear words. Make sure the kids hear words. Make sure the kids hear words. Make sure the kids hear words. $7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. Fair is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. This fair share is a bullshit concept. Attacking wealthy people, attacking wealthy people, attacking wealthy people.
The world is actually a small piece of the universe, right?
Is this on? Hello? It's is it on? Testing. Is it on? Testing. Hello, everybody. I gotta readjust my seating posture. Hello? Is this being... I like this angle. You get a little bit, you know, you get the couch view. Anyway, hello, users. Welcome to the program. Today is Tuesday. Once again, I'd like to start today's show by saying I will not do a show tomorrow. I have a doctor appointment. Needless to say, I'm not looking forward to it. So, you know, just throwing that out there. So just throwing that out there. No show tomorrow, but there is a show today, and I'm gonna do the best that I can today. We got Gull Ducat in the program. I like this stream. I don't always comment, but when I do, she kinda rocks it. Whoa. 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 I'm rocking it, folks. It's true. It's true. Got a show lined up for today. I also want to say that I just started drinking my coffee. As you can see, this is nearly a full cup here. Nearly a full cup. I just started, so just, you know, it's gonna be an amount of time until I am reaching, you know, baseline here. It's pronounced Docot. Dosat. Is this a new shirt? No, it's not. My arm. Oh. 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 Alright, my arm is fine. It's just it was a prank. Actually, my shirt here is on inside out, so that's good news. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday is today. Again, still working on this coffee here. And so that's, you know, I'm working on it. Today is Tuesday. I have some bubble wrap. A little bit of bubble wrap here. Hold up. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Max, this is bubble wrap. This is mine. This is mine. Look at this dog. Look at this dog. Look at him. Hold up. Look at this dog. This is my bubble wrap. Oh, now he went on the other side of my... There he is. Look at him. This is mine. Max, this is mine. This isn't for you. I'm playing with the bubble wrap, Max. This is me. This is my toy. You got like 89 toys over there. Like, I want one. So, anyway. Oh, see? Now he's playing. So I'm gonna save some of these for later. Anyway, it's Tuesday. Today. Tuesday. Coffee doesn't really do it for me anymore. Sometimes I do quarter inch in the morning. I haven't in a couple months, but maybe I should start back on that. Bubble wrap always adds to the audio quality. Should I put it around the microphone? Check this out. How's that? I'm gonna listen to that. Hold up. How's that? I'm gonna listen to that. Hold up. I'm gonna listen to me listening to it. right, anyway, so we're off to a great start here. Jesus fuck. We got Max the dog. Max, give me this. It's mine. What is that? Max, you're ripping this apart. Look, there's a hole. What are you doing? You can't even see him. If you could see this dog, you would have a heart attack. Oh, he's Max, don't put your paws on my table here. Okay, it's over there. Oh my god, I just threw it. I don't have it anymore. It's right there, you fucking idiot. Okay. Anyway, Jesus fucking Christ. We're off to a great show today. This is the Above It All program, everybody. This is the Above It All program. This is December. It's December 6th today, which is pretty crazy to me. The idea that it's December already, it really feels like it's not December. I feel like I'm stuck in some hell loop, some loop of hell. And it's not getting any better. I don't have anything under this, so I'm like kind of cold. So, you know, and now I'm exposing my shoulders. But anyway, I should have gotten another layer, but I didn't. So, I'm just gonna be doing this show cold. And I'm cold, to be honest, with you, is how honest I am. I'm a very honest person, typically, and, honestly, I'm cold. Pantsless bubble wrap asthma show today. Maybe. Maybe. It's possible. 1 month away from our first J6 anniversary. I think you may be confused. It's 2. It's the second. Anyway, you know, it's possible that will happen. But anyway, I've got some you know, topics that I want to discuss today. I know, y'all motherfuckers. Right? Y'all motherfuckers, I know what you're about to think. I know what you're thinking to yourself. There is no way that this B word is going to do this again. Another one? I know you're thinking this right now. You clicked on this video. You're watching the live stream. You might not know what I'm talking about, but you will know soon enough. There's no way. Am I really going to do another 30 motherfucking minute segment on COVID? Yes, I am. So, the CDC, after almost an entire year of pretending that there are no such things as masks, the director of the CDC has finally acknowledged it is, of course, true that masks exist. They stopped existing. They disappeared from the universe in March. All of their public communications said, don't mask, don't mask. You know, sneeze into your elbow, but don't mask. Right? And so now again, do I really enjoy being right? Honestly, I'm going to have a little bit of cognitive dissonance here. Do I really care, ultimately? Do I really care that a bunch of stupid fucking Americans are going to kill themselves with a deadly disease? Do I really care about these stupid fucking monsters that live in this dumb fuck country killing each other with a deadly virus because they're too fucking stupid to wear a mask? Do I really care about those people? If I were to be honest with you, no, I don't. I don't. Fuck them. Fuck them. Now again, who I do care about? Americans with disabilities that do everything they can to prevent getting COVID, right? But, you know, 3 years in and you still can't go to a grocery store. That sucks. You know who I do care about? People that go to the hospital that have cancer or other sorts of diseases, and while they are in the hospital, they catch COVID because the nurses don't wear masks. You know who I do care about? People that have to go to work every day. I get to sit here at home watching this shit show through my windows, through my internet connection, and from my television screen. I get to watch Hell on Earth live 24/7. But you know who I do care about? The people that have to go to work every day in these service sector jobs, retail, so on and so forth. And again, if they don't wear a mask, fuck them. Fuck them. If they die, I'm not going to shed a tear. But for the ones that do, and for the ones that try and care about preventing deadly outbreaks, it's not just COVID. Again, look at this headline. I haven't even read the article yet. It's not just COVID. RSV. We got the flu, which is skyrocketing in cases. I told you all this shit. Americans are so fucking selfish, self-absorbed, cocksucking, crazy, fucking lunatics that they have no problem with sacrificing tens of thousands of lives so that they can go to their shit fuck uncle's house for Thanksgiving to eat some garbage fucking food that was prepared by fucking morons to eat one vegetable for their yearly quota, right? You know, this is the shit. I talked about this. Again, last year I talked about it. 2020 I talked about it. And apparently, again, I am supposed to believe. I am a high school dropout, okay? I am supposed to believe that as a high school dropout, I am more aware of COVID, you know, a deadly fucking disease, than the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The entire institution. Apparently, high school dropout that has an internet connection more engaged in trying to stop this pandemic than the CDC director. Again, you'll note that COVID cases are not as high as they were last year. Why is that? Because they stopped fucking counting. You know what happened in December of last year and January of this year? Last winter, I should say. You know what happened? Is they had this so-called Omicron variant. We had 1 million cases a day. So what did the government learn from that? Well, the government learned not, we should probably get rid of this virus. No, that's not what the government learned. The government learned we should cover it up. In February and March, the CDC rolled out a community levels made-up formula map of the country to show if COVID is a high risk. What is the major factor used in this community level metric? How many hospital beds are being used? I don't know about you. I don't want to get a debilitating neurological disease that attacks my immune system. I don't care if I go to the hospital or not, okay? Now, obviously, I don't want to go to the hospital. That's my preference. But I don't want to get the disease at all. So, again, Centers for Disease Control, they didn't control. Prevention, they certainly didn't prevent. And the only map that they show people is based on how many people are in the hospital. What did they also do? You'll notice that we don't call variants Delta or Omicron anymore. We call them BQ7.5.6. It's a firmware update for a fucking Linux machine is what we call this fucking shit. BQ7.5A.695. Why is that? Well, the WHO, the World Health Organization, there was a chatter among them. Oh shit, when we call this stuff Omicron, people freak out. They freak out. Oh, there's a new variant. So we'll just stop naming them. That'll curb panic. Hey, they could just stop the fucking disease. They could stop the virus. Nah. We'll stop naming the new ones. There's a new bivalent booster shot that came out. I got it, and I believe late September, early October. I don't know what the numbers are on how many people have gotten it. Maybe I'll just look this up right now in my other tab. Jesus fucking Christ. So anyway, it's about 15% of this country. And that's just, feel free to, that's a week ago, so the numbers could be different, are up to date on their COVID vaccination. 15%. So What about last year? People were much more vaccinated last year. Now people are like, I got 2 vaccines 2 years ago. I'm good to go. Because they don't understand how mutations work, right? So anyway, with all that preamble, let's get into this article here. This is from CNBC, which is, it's interesting that these business networks is where the CDC is, releasing their information in an interview with like business outlets. This isn't the first time, by the way. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Monday encouraged people to wear masks to help reduce the spread of respiratory illnesses this season as COVID, flu, and RSV circulate at the same time. Now, again, in March of this year, the CDC dropped all mask guidance. They dropped it all. Hospitals, no masks. Schools, no masks. Everywhere. They dropped it entirely and utterly. That's what the CDC did in March. They covered up. The only way we can stop this pandemic, one of 2 ways, by the way. Everyone gets masked. Everyone gets vaccinated. 3, lockdown. I know, people get fucking freaked out. Oh, lockdown. Oh. Crybaby fucking morons, right? So again, in March, they just dropped it all. They dropped it all. Whoa, masking. What's that? Preventative care? What's that? Washing my hands? Who would ever wash their hands before cooking? That's essentially the CDC strategy. Don't wash your hands before cooking, but if you sneeze, make sure to sneeze right there. That's their strategy for COVID. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky, doctor and director are words I would not use if I were writing this article. In a call with reporters, said wearing a mask is one of several everyday precautions that people can take to reduce their chances of catching or spreading a respiratory virus during the busy holiday season. Quote, now again, I haven't gotten into this quote yet. I already know what the quote is, and again, if you thought that this is already a long segment, put your fucking seatbelt on, okay? Quote, we also encourage you to wear a high-quality, well-fitting mask to prevent the spread of respiratory illnesses, said Walensky, adding that people living in areas with high levels of COVID transmission should especially consider masking. Now again, there's a lot to go in here. Consider? You're going to a restaurant? The people preparing your food, would you be okay if there was a sign? You saw, like, imagine you go up to order or whatever, or like the waiter comes out, shows you the menu, but like you're seated next to the bathroom, right? And you see an employees, please consider washing your hands sign. Not employees must wash their hands, right? Employees, please consider washing your hands right next to the bathroom. What would you do? You know what I would do? I would leave. I would get the fuck out of there. Why? Because I don't want to get fucking poisoned by some stupid ass motherfucker. Okay? So the idea that we're going to use this language, we're 3 years in. We're going to enter year 4 of this pandemic. Okay? And the average American has learned nothing. They've learned nothing. Not only that, but there is so much disinformation and propaganda and lies coming out of the White House. The White House said the pandemic was over. Coming out of the CDC saying don't mask. There's so much disinformation that even if Americans actually wanted to know how to combat this virus, it would take an enormous amount of time to wade through all the disinformation, so much to the point where the average American, if they lost touch with what's going on, there's no way to get back in. And now again, high quality, well-fitting mask. You know what's interesting about this pandemic? I don't know about y'all. I try to buy a bunch of masks every 6 months or so, stock up. And the prices keep going up. Think about this. Prices keep going up for masks. Why is that? Demand is going down because the most of the American zombies don't give a fuck anyway. So demand is going down, but prices are going up. It's called price gouging. It is cost prohibitive to wear a mask during a pandemic. During the Trump administration in April of 2020, the United States Postal Service had a plan in place to give 5 masks to every household with the regular postal delivery. Trump said no and quashed it because he didn't want to, quote, cause panic. And you're telling me we can't do that now? Joe Biden just can't do that now? The USPS was going to do that without Trump's permission, without Trump's knowledge. They were just going to do that because they wanted to, because it was the right thing to do. But we can't do that now? Defense Production Act to mass manufacture masks? Oh, can't do it. Sorry. Now, we keep going, okay? That's not it. I know, you're thinking, holy shit, we're already at the 15-minute mark. Fuck. I don't know how long it is. The CDC director said the agency is considering expanding its system of COVID community levels. Oh, now again, I need you to understand this. It's not like they created the community levels from nothing. Okay? They had transmission maps, right? And they got rid of them and replaced them with a less effective map that has less information. And now, 9 months in, they're like, this isn't working. Oh shit, you don't say. To take into account other respiratory viruses such as the flu, the system is the basis for when CDC advises the public to wear masks, but Walensky encouraged people to take proactive action. Now this one really fucks with me. Now again, the CDC has not mentioned masking in any press release. Go to their Twitter profile where they post all of their press releases. Search for the term mask. You will find the last usage to be approximately in March. Okay? Now keep this in mind. Quote, one need not. Now what is this fucking language? Jesus Christ. Wait on CDC action in order to put a mask on, Walensky said. Quote, we would encourage all of those preventative measures, hand washing, staying home when you're sick, masking, increased ventilation during respiratory virus season, but especially in areas of high COVID-19 community levels. Now again, when I read this morning, I started screaming. I was upset. I'm not going to lie. This one is crazy. Now again, the way that she's speaking like a poet from the fucking 1850s aside, one need not wait on CDC action in order to put a mask on. Has this stupid, dumb fuck, vapid, shit for brains, cocksucking whore have any idea what the fuck her job is? Does she know what her job is? Does she have any fucking idea what her title is? The director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. She is going out there saying, yeah, I know our messaging sucks, but hey, you should know better. What? What? The centers... Now again, I love the English language. But apparently, Walensky does not. I mean, again, aside from this random, one need not to wait, whatever the fuck. When I read the phrase or the term, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, what do I think that would mean? What does that mean? Like, imagine all context of this society, this stripped away. All you know, all you have in your tool belt is the English language. You read Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, what do you think of? Well, centers, buildings, people congregate to research and to come up with plans. For disease, what is a disease? It's a sickness, right? It can kill you. You can't see it. It's not like a gun. It's not a bomb, right? For disease control. So you don't, so we know where the disease is and we keep it there. And prevention, so that more people don't get sick. The director of the CDC apparently can't speak English. The idea that the CDC director would say, hey, I don't know, bro. I have no information as far as prevention at all. You shouldn't listen to me. I don't know anything. Why? And Joe Biden, where's Joe Biden on this? Oh, he said the pandemic was over and then gave up. He didn't talk about it ever since. Now, again, people tell me I'm crazy. People tell me I'm crazy. This is what people tell me. People, oh, you talk about this too much. Oh, why do you keep talking about COVID? People tell me. I watch other left-wing news shows. Sometimes, sometimes I'll watch a Majority Report segment. I got the cup, it was a gift. I like left-wing news shows. I will tell you this much. I watch every now and then. I try to watch some other stuff, see what other people have to say. And every time I watch, and I'm not trying to insult or attack or call any of these shows out. A lot of the hosts on these shows say pandemic in a past tense. We went through a pandemic. Now, this is a phrase I often hear on the Young Turks and other programs like that whenever I watch, and because I try to see what they say about COVID. And once a month when they talk about COVID, they talk about it in the past tense. My opinion, genocidal. That's genocidal. That's my opinion. You can cry about it. But again, the idea that we just went through a pandemic is crazy. Imagine you're going through a tunnel. Maybe it's an underwater tunnel. Maybe it's through a mountain. I don't know. You're going through a tunnel. It's pitch black, right? You can't even see the light at the end. And then the person in the passenger seat was like, oh, fuck, man. Can you believe we just went through that tunnel? Now, again, I know I'm not trying to attack everybody. I'm not trying to say I'm the best person in the world or anything. It's just that I get disappointed. It makes me not respect people when I hear them say stupid ass fucking shit like the pandemic in past tense. Oh, 1 million people died during the pandemic and now blah, 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 blah. What? What? So again, I don't want to turn this into a left-wing, right-wing thing because it's not just right-wingers that are anti-science, COVID denialist, pandemic supporters. It's liberals, especially liberals. Liberals are the largest demographic in the country, right? You have conservatives, which are neo-Nazis. Conservatism and neo-Nazism is the same ideology. It's about 15 to 20% of the country, right? Leftists, even smaller. Jesus fucking Christ, right? 5 to 10% of the country that has a left-wing political agenda. That leaves the rest of the groups, right? Liberals and people that are just apolitical because they're just that fucking stupid. Apolitical people, their IQ is so far in the fucking gutter that I don't even know how to, I can't even come up with a metaphor. That's how fucking low it is. So anyway, apolitical people, dumbass motherfuckers, which leaves the largest political group in this country to be liberals. And when they heard Joe Biden say the pandemic was over, they're like, thanks, Joe. And they moved on. Liberals don't give a fuck about disabled people. Liberals can be shepherded, I think that's the proper way to say that, into supporting neo-Nazi style eugenics. All it takes is some old ass fucking silent generation ass motherfucker saying the pandemic's over. And then all the liberals are like, oh shit, eugenics is base now because my guy did it. The Democratic president is pro-eugenics, so now all of a sudden so am I. Then you see leftists. Now again, I'm a leftist. I consider myself a communist, anarchist, right? I see leftists, people in my spaces, people on Twitter and social media, people on YouTube. I see what people are doing in the news, progressives, what they're doing, right? Let's take the DSA, for example. The DSA, in a lot of states, has resumed in-person meetings. And the DSA in a lot of states has, again, not had mask requirements. Now, think about this. Now, again, shout-outs to the DSA chapters that do it right, okay? But think about this. The DSA thinks that COVID masking is too much of a hot-button subject that they're willing to sacrifice disabled people. That's eugenics. If you want to sacrifice disabled people for any reason, that's called eugenics. I don't know why this is... When did eugenics become a controversial subject? Again, we can talk about eugenics in the abstract. Like, oh, gene editing in the future. Who knows? Maybe we should... I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about eugenics in the sense of disabled people get the death sentence because you want to go to the grocery store without a mask on. That's what I'm talking about. When did we get to the position where DSA chapters all across the country are ambivalent on eugenics? Where did we get? How did we get here? Where major left-wing institutions, they just don't give a fuck about disabled people. How did we get here? How did we get here where left-wing news media is talking about the pandemic in the past tense? How did we get here? It's because we have a bunch of easily fucking manipulated fucking losers with no fucking care in the fucking world about other people. The only reason that a lot, and I'm telling you this as a left-winger, I've met a lot of left-wingers, I've organized with left-wingers, I've watched left-wing shows, I've been in left-wing spaces all across social media, in person, in campaigns. I'm telling you this, most left-wingers, and again, I'd love to be proven wrong, most left-wingers only are left-wing as a political brand. That's it. Especially on the internet, on social media, on YouTube. You see all these left-wing hosts. They don't actually give a fuck about minority populations. They might say that they do. Why? Because that's their brand. That's how they brand themselves. They want to be branded as the person who cares. They want to be branded as the revolutionary thinker, but they're not. And again, you can figure this out from COVID. COVID is the single issue where someone stands on this shit. You can get, again, my philosophy is actions speak louder than words. And this is a very large opportunity for you to figure out if someone is serious when they talk about left-wing politics, okay? You can tell. Do they wear a mask outside? Do they wear a mask at the grocery store? Do they advocate for people to wear masks? Do they do segments about disabled populations, just dying in droves? Do they do do they talk about this stuff? Think about it. It's interesting. You know what? A lot of people say, oh, the pandemic has become a culture war issue. We got to worry about the workers and economic rights. Oh, you're worried about the workers. You're a socialist, right? You're worried about the workers. You don't have time for that culture war issue like the pandemic. You know what? The idea, again, I don't even know how basic medical science became a culture war issue. Again, neo-Nazism is alive in droves, right? But the idea that wanting people to be healthy is somehow against the workers' interests, what? Does anyone, am I lost? Have I you ever that feeling when you're 5 years old or 6 years old or whatever, and you're at the grocery store checkout, and then your mom or dad or whatever, you have one parent there, and then they're like, oh, stay in line, I'm gonna go get something I forgot. You know that feeling, right? And then you're just stuck there, right? And then the person in front of you is finished, and then it's like, oh my God, where is this bitch? She's gonna leave me here. I don't have any money. You start freaking out. That's how I feel when it comes to COVID. Where is everybody? Where are they? The only people I can see that give a fuck about COVID are doctors on the internet. People that are actual epidemiologists, scientists, whatever, online, that will do newsletters, YouTube shows, podcasts. That's the only area I can see people talking about that. And you know what? To be honest, with all respect to them, they're trying their best. But being a doctor, right, and speaking like a doctor has a lot of prohibitive, communication things, right? I consider myself pretty, I don't know, maybe I speak a little bit more intelligently than most people. I'm not sure. But I consider my communication ability to be a little bit more accessible than a doctor's. And that's why I talk about COVID all the time. So, I don't know, man. I know I'm ranting and raving here. Let's get back to this article here. About 5% of the U.S. population lives in counties where the CDC is officially recommending masks due to high COVID levels. Again, words like efficiently, or rather officially, is dumb. What does that mean, officially? Does that imply that the CDC is unofficially recommending masks somewhere else? These words have no meaning. They just put words. I need you to understand, that, again, there is no such thing as a unified language. The English language, everyone has their own version, and they're all out of sync, right? You ever try to, to all the gamers out there, you ever tried to do like an online multiplayer game, but like, you have a different version of the game? Maybe it's not online, maybe it's a local and LAN party, but someone has a different version of the game, and it creates like desynced. A lot of games, they will force you to be on the same version nowadays, but I'm talking like, 90s and 2000s, a lot of the times you'd play the same game and it would work, but because of small version differences, right, you desync and it doesn't function, right? No one can actually play the game because one person or, whatever. That's the English language, okay? Everyone has their own version. There is no standard. Words have no definitions. What does officially mean here? Why did they write officially? What are community levels? It doesn't mean anything. Recommending. It's the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That doesn't mean anything. They're not controlling. They're not preventing. There's certainly no centers. There's certainly not. She's not directing. Rochelle Walensky's not directing anything. So what the fuck? Do words have no meaning anymore? Like, can I just say blah 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 blah? Is that why not? Why don't I just get on my show every day and go blah 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 blah? If words have no meaning anymore, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? People with weak immune systems and those who otherwise face a heightened risk of severe disease should also consider! They can't even motherfucking say, if you are immunocompromised, wear a mask. They can't even fucking say that. Now, again, this is the CNBC writing, but they can't even motherfucking say, if you are immunocompromised, wear a mask. They always use this, like, consider wearing a mask. Oh, you have to consider it, weigh the pros and cons. Cons, none. It's an empty list. Pros, you're not gonna fucking die. Consider. How about you consider sucking my dick, motherfucker? This is ridiculous garbage. This is ridiculous fucking garbage. This is ridiculous fucking garbage. Not to mention that long COVID studies are coming in. Not American studies, because we don't give a shit about that here. European studies, Canadian studies, Chinese studies, right, are coming in about long COVID. And it turns out one of the major issues with long COVID is it acts a lot like AIDS. Does anyone remember AIDS? Does anyone know what AIDS is? It destroys your fucking immune system. Repeated infection of COVID, you get infected multiple times, can destroy your immune system. Think about this. So, consider wearing a mask if you're immunocompromised, but if you're not, then in 6 months from now, a year from now, you're going to be immunocompromised. So why not everyone wear a mask? This is why I don't want to get COVID. This is why I don't leave my house. This is why I've been sheltered in my home for 3 fucking years. I don't know about y'all. I like my immune system. I think it's pretty cool. I like getting sick and then like my body's like, right, and fights that shit off like Kamehameha blast and shit, right, and then I'm fine in a couple days. I think that's cool. I like my immune system. I'm best friends with my immune system. Maybe that's a weird thing to be. Maybe I'm the strange one. Oh shit, this bitch actually cares about her body and immune system? What a fucking goddamn whore. What? Now again, is the CDC director going to say this? Are they going to talk about the studies of long COVID, neurological disease, right? There are people that have gotten dementia, diagnosed with dementia, got COVID, and it worsened their dementia exponentially, right? Where there are people that got COVID, got diagnosed with dementia, right? And so on and so forth. It destroys your brain. It destroys your lungs. It destroys your whole fucking body. It destroys your immune system. And the director of the fucking Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is saying, please consider maybe, but don't listen to me. But if you did, and I'm the crazy one, Walensky strongly encouraged. Yo, this is some crazy shit, man. This language, again, we don't live in an English language. We don't live in a world where the English language has been standardized. This is crazy shit, okay? This is like 1984 shit, okay? Walensky strongly encouraged everyone eligible to receive their flu shot and COVID booster. Strongly encouraged? eligible? Now again, who's not eligible for vaccinations? People that have certain issues that are immunocompromisation, and some people that are immunocompromised can take vaccines. Not everyone can. It depends on what specific, issue you've got, right? Strongly encouraged. Now again, the flu shot costs money. COVID shots very soon are going to cost money because the government stopped funding them. So what if you don't have the money? You don't have the money? Fuck you. Die, bitch. That's the CDC's official promise. No money, no life. Die, bitch. That's what Rochelle Walensky is saying. Flu vaccination coverage is lagging for at-risk groups. Children under age 5, pregnant women, and at-risk seniors compared with last year, the CDC director said there is no vaccine for RSV. This RSV thing, by the way, as well, is crazy because we've got like multiple pandemics going on. We have monkeypox like over the summer. That's kind of calmed down a little bit, I'm pretty sure. RSV has been increasingly for the last couple of months a big problem. And again, you know what's crazy? I read a study that said that less people are getting flu shots than pre-2020 because of COVID vaccine disinformation. Less people are getting flu shots because of COVID vaccine disinformation. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's some crazy ass motherfucking shit. Isn't that crazy? You ever think about this shit, man? And I'm the crazy one for questioning these people, saying, the director for the CDC, kind of a dumb motherfucking bitch, and I'm the crazy one, apparently. These are children. I need you to understand. This is a child, the director of the CDC, and the average American. They're children. They never grew out of, age 5 or 6. I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm serious. What kind of immature, temper tantrum, crybaby little bitch whines about wearing a mask at the grocery store? How much of a fucking trust fund baby wannabe spoiled princess do you have to be to kick and scream because someone said, hey, you should wear a mask? There's a pandemic going on. I'm serious, man. Americans, fuck them. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I think I've said this at the start of the segment. I don't care how many Americans die. The only thing I care about is which Americans die. As far as I'm concerned, every single one of these pandemic deniers, the sooner, the motherfucking better. Die. Go the fuck away. Do not pass go. Die. Fuck you. Now again, minority populations such as people that are disabled, that if they do get COVID, they'll die. But again, they try their best to stop it. They try their best to prevent it. But 3 fucking years, I mean, there's going to be a leak at some point. 4 years in, 5 years in, there's going to be a leak at some point. That I care about. I care about people that are forced to go work at fucking Walmart every day, and all of their coworkers are fucking brain dead, and they get fucking sick because there's COVID going around in the break room, and they try to wear their mask all the time. But if you're trapped in an indoor fucking area for 9 hours, again, that's not even to mention viral load. But again, I care about those people. I care about the people that fucking care. I care about the people that are actually the most affected. Though, as far as I see it, liberals, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of my country. Get the fuck off of my earth. Conservatives? Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, conservatives. The sooner the fucking better. Liberals as well? They're all garbage. They're all fucking garbage. Oh, you can't breathe through a mask. Huh. Wow. Wow, you can't breathe through a mask. Why? Why? Why can't you breathe through a mask? Do you have a respiratory issue? Because COVID would help that, right? Oh yeah, I've got asthma. Can't wait to go get a heaping helping of COVID to help out my asthma. Wow. Holy shit, great idea. Oh, I can't breathe through my mask. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe you're overweight. I've been overweight before. I used to be like 270 pounds. I had breathing problems too. I'm not trying to fat shame at all. I'm just saying, you got health problems. Deal with them. Getting another health problem is not the solution. Oh, I'm overweight and have difficulties breathing for long periods of time with a mask on, so I'm going to get COVID, and that's going to make it easier to live my life? You don't think it'll be harder to lose weight when you're sick with a fucking illness that destroys your immune system? Like, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ! Whatever excuse people come up, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, quote, I want to emphasize that the flu vaccine can be life-saving, and importantly, there's still time to get vaccinated to protect against the flu this season and its potential serious. Now again, the idea that it's just the flu vaccine that's life-saving, I'm Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking goddamn motherfucking Christ. The flu has arrived early and hit the U.S. hard, with hospitalizations at a decade high for this time of year. Yo, again, we got high levels of dumb fuck motherfucks in this country. Astronomical. Exponentially high rates of stupid ass motherfucking morons walking around this fucking country. Decade high for the flu. How? How is that possible? Shouldn't we, over time, get better and better at combating viruses? Shouldn't these things reduce over time? Shouldn't it be a linear reduction over time as we learn how to better combat viruses, as we learn how to better navigate society during these moments of holiday seasons in the wintertime? Shouldn't these things get a little better over time? Wrong. Why? It's America, baby. We got some dumbass motherfuckers running around here. We have, again, I don't want to use this phrase lightly, the inmates are running the asylum on this fucking shit. This experiment, the American experiment, you know those fucking motherfuckers in the goddamn 18th century, oh, the American experiment. Guess what, motherfucker? The results are in. It's a fail. It's a flop. Let's try something else. Okay? Let's try a whole different thing, because that's not working. This whole so-called American experiment, epic fail. More than 19,000 people were hospitalized with the flu during the week ending with November 26, nearly double the previous week. I should go back and read this. More than 8.7 million people have fallen ill. 8.7 million people. Wow. That's a lot. 78,000 have been hospitalized and 4,500 people have died from the flu this season, according to CDC data. 14 children have died from the flu so far this season. Oh, wow. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? These same motherfuckers that are doing these like giant temper tantrum campaigns to try to kill all LGBTQ people over groomers, again, are the same motherfuckers giving their kids lifelong illnesses and diseases. By the way, did you know this? That 90% of people under the age of 18 have had COVID at least one time? Now again, that's all we can track. We don't know how many have had it 2 times. We don't know how many have had it 3 times. All we know, 90% of children under the age of 18, not children, 17-year-olds, under the age of 18, 90% have had COVID. Why? Because they are forced at gunpoint to go to school. You might be saying, gunpoint? Really? Yes. If you don't go to school, police knock down your door, send your parents to jail if you don't go to school. So, yes, you're forced at gunpoint to go to school where they are poorly ventilated and no one wears a mask and no one cares about your health or safety, and you get sick multiple times with repeat infections. 90%. I know you might be thinking, that's not real. There's no way 90% of people under the age of 18 have had COVID. There's no way. It's impossible. I thought the same thing too. When I first saw that, when I first tracked it, I think it was like 75%, but it's just, again, it can only go in one direction. You can't undo a first COVID infection, right? So it can only increase. We have a whole generation now, multiple generations of kids that are going to have lifelong debilitating illnesses because their parents were too fucking stupid to get their shit together as a society to protect them. You don't think that's going to have repercussions? This is lead paint all over again, lead gasoline all over again, asbestos all over again. We haven't learned anything. Not to mention microplastics. But again, we haven't learned fucking anything. As a country, as a culture, as a society, we have learned nothing. And again, not only that, but again, we have reduced our information. I know you might be thinking, how do you unlearn something? Well, look at the last couple years. That's how you unlearn stuff. People that were getting flu vaccines every year stopped getting flu vaccines because of COVID vaccine disinformation. Yes, we have regressed as a society. A lot of people love to say, oh, the fucking arc of the universe bends in a way that's cool. No, it doesn't. That's fake. That's made up. That's fairy tale bullshit. We are on a regressive path to self-destruction in this country. And as a society, as a species as a whole, we are going down the motherfucking tubes. Okay? All right, I'm going to read this fucking shit. This is crazy. Quote, we now face yet another surge of illness. Another moment of overstretched capacity and really one of tragic and often preventable death, Walensky said. Yo, once again, the gall of this fucking goddamn whore to use the term preventable death while she spent the entirety of this year lobbying against COVID protection measures, lobbying against universal masking, lobbying against universal testing, lobbying against tracking hospitalizations, lobbying against death counts. She spent the whole year doing that, and now she's saying, yo, there was a lot of preventable death. Whoa. Isn't this is this a Twilight Zone episode? What the fuck? What? The same fucking whore who hasn't uttered the word mask since March is now saying, oh man, there's a lot of preventable death. Oh well. Weren't you in charge of that? Wasn't that your job? Aren't you the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention? That's your job, right? That's like a firefighter, like, showing up to a burning house and watching it burn down and then going after the fact saying, you know, that fire really was preventable. The house burning down, totally preventable. Jesus fucking Christ. Dr. Sandra Freihofer, another fucking stupid bitch that they're wheeling out to fucking, give us some stupid fucking garbage. Check this out. Board chair of the American Medical Association said the circulation of COVID, flu, and RSV at the same time is, quote, a perfect storm for a terrible holiday season. Oh, the holiday season. Oh! Because guess what, motherfuckers? Thanksgiving. Are we learning the lessons of Thanksgiving? We got a month in between Thanksgiving and Christmas to learn anything. Are we? Are we going to? No way! I gotta go to fucking Aunt motherfucking shitfuck's house and go see the little kiddies open up their birthday or their Christmas presents. The holidays are at risk. Yo, I fucking can't with these so-called fucking doctors. How the fuck did this stupid ass, uneducated fucking dipshit fucking whore cocksucker become a doctor? She is more, this quote, now again, I hope to God this is out of context, and I hope to God that she has written something saying, oh, the CNBC article lied about my position. Please, God, someone send me that, right? A perfect storm for a terrible holiday season? Millions of people getting sick? Fuck it. Little Jimmy is going to have 2 less Christmas presents this year. Aw, shucks. Freihofer said she understands many people are tired of receiving repeated COVID shots. Oh, they're tired! But getting vaccinated is the best way to avoid falling ill over the holidays. It's a multi-pronged approach. Vaccination, masking, testing, lockdowns. That's it. You have to do all of them. Now again, some are better than none. But this is only doable at a society level. Individual combating of a disease, a virus, is not possible. You cannot individually combat a virus. You can't do it. You can't fucking do it. It is impossible. That's like going to the moon by yourself without help from anyone else. You can't fucking do it. You're gonna go to the moon? Where are you going to get the rocket ships? Oh, I'm going to build my own rocket ships. Where are you going to get the material to build the rocket ships? Oh, I'm going to go mine all the materials. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Now, again, you might be able to build a firecracker, and you might tie a string to it that might, like, pick up, like, a camera, you know, that you can use, you know, on your phone to see what's going on in the stratosphere if you even get that far. But you're not going to get to the motherfucking moon, okay? And now, like, the idea that doctors and the CDC director are trying to say individuals will combat this virus, I mean, again, dumbass motherfuckers. Quote, "You could get really, really sick this year and ruin your holiday celebrations if you don't get vaccinated." What? Oh, the holiday Now, again, I can only hope, if I can be as charitable as possible to Freihofer, I hope that they're just using language that they think would appeal to the dumb fuck American zombie. You know, I hope to God that there's a wine mom out there that's like, "Oh, you little Timmy's Christmas is going to be ruined if I don't get my vaccine." I hope to God. But this idea that we need to spread medical disinformation because the lowest common denominator American zombie is too fucking stupid to fucking understand this shit, so that we have to lie to other people to placate these fucking monsters, that's ridiculous. The Children's Hospital Association and the American Academy of Pediatrics last month asked Biden administration to declare a public health emergency in response to the surge of pediatric hospitalizations from the RSV and flu. What has Biden done? Ignored it. Ignored it. Ignored it. No, fuck that shit. Kids are dying? Based. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message. So anyway, there's your hour-long fucking COVID segment. You know, I know, I'm the crazy one. And I know that y'all are going to go on with your days, you know, watching other YouTubers talk about, you know, the pandemic that we went through. The pandemic that's over. All your favorite YouTube shows. Now, again, I don't want to shit on everyone else here. But I do. I want to shit specifically on the people that I know have said this shit. Now, again, I'm not saying everyone associated with any of these networks is that crazy, but there's a lot of pandemic deniers that are everywhere. They're everywhere. I don't want to name names, but I've seen pandemic denial on shows like The Majority Report and The Young Turks, right? You know, whenever I subscribe to a lot of these people. Whenever I see a COVID video, I try to watch it just to see what these people are saying, and it's always pandemic denialism every single time. So I don't know. It's eugenics. It's that simple. So how do you get left-wingers to support neo-Nazi-style eugenics? Oh, you tell them to wear a mask. And they're going to have a temper tantrum. I don't want that. I'm 45 years old, and I don't want to wear a mask. You can't make me. That's the average American. I'm 58 years old. I don't want to wash my hands. You can't make me. I can't see you. That's the average 63-year-old in this country. That's the average 45-year-old. That's the average adult. That's an adult. I need you to understand. The adults in this country are children. Mentally, they are kids. They are fucking toddlers. That is the average American. A fucking toddler. A crybaby little bitch. I'd go as far as to say that's 95 to 99% of Americans. The American zombies, as I like to call them. They are zombies. They do not think. They only react. They only react. They don't think. They don't research. They don't learn. All they do is react like babies to fucking everything. I know people in my family that have literally started screaming at me when this pandemic started. I said, hey, here's a mask. I bought one for you. And they were screaming at me. I don't want to wear this. I don't want to. I know people, again, I have people that watch my show. They give me their familial anecdotes. I know people that have told me, like, their family members don't want to get vaccinated because their family members don't want to wear a mask because I don't want to wear a mask. You can't make me. You can't make me tie my shoes. Well, okay. Have fun tripping and falling, you stupid ass bitch. Anyway, that's my COVID segment. There you go. Holy fucking shit. So anyway, I didn't mean to do an hour on that, but, you know, once I get started, I kind of just let it go. Once the engine is on, it runs till it's out of gas, so. I like masks because I don't feel like I'm forced to smile at people all the time. That's a huge benefit of masking. You don't know if I'm smiling at you. You don't know what I'm doing under here. I'm giving you the middle finger lips, you know, like like motherfucking, that guy in Breaking Bad, Hector Salamanca, you know that motherfucker's lip acting? Goddamn. Yeah, I don't need, you ever feel like, oh, you have to like smile at people when you're at the grocery store? Oh, this person is ringing up my oranges. Let me be nice. I don't want to fucking smile at you. Jesus. Anyway. Oh. God damn it. I'm so fucking sick of this country. I have another segment that I was going to do about the Moore County power outage, but I don't know if I can do that today. I might wait until that and do that tomorrow. I'm going to have a fucking... Well, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it tomorrow because I don't... Tomorrow I got to go to the doctor. I don't like going to the doctor. I hate going to the doctor. I'm a hypochondriac. I don't know if you knew this. I think I talk about it all the time. I hate doctors. I hate hospitals. I hate being around people. What if I go to the doctor and like people aren't wearing masks? Then what do I do? Like, I don't, I'm freaking out about it. I don't like the doctor. What if they find out I have cancer and now I got to deal with cancer? Who knows? Who knows what they're going to find out? So anyway, I've said this before, but I was in and out of the doctors all the time when I was a kid. So for me, I've got like that traumatic association with being at the doctor because I would visit a doctor's office like 2 to 3 times a month for a majority of my childhood. For like at least 10 years of my childhood, it would just several times a month I'd be going in and out, and it sucks. And they're never fucking helpful. And then, oh, what if the doctor? Because I'm getting a new doctor, right? I don't know if y'all knew this, but I did move at some point this year. So I'm getting a new doctor. What if they're a shitty doctor? What if I don't like them? What if they don't like me? How do I know? What are the tells? Should I tell them about things that should I lie to them? What if they, I don't even know. I have no idea. So, but anyway, I'm going to visit a doctor tomorrow. It's just a routine thing. I haven't been to a doctor in a long time because of this pandemic. So, figure I have to do it at some point. But Jesus fucking goddamn Christ, man. Fuck. The only place that requires masks that I go to is my cat's vet office. Now, you see, that's interesting because Max the dog was going through heartworm treatment this year. He's completely fine now. He's a happy pup. Where is he? He's somewhere else. He's not, he's a happy pup. But yeah, the veterinarian did not have a mask requirement, so, that's funny. So anyway, no show tomorrow. I mean, I could do a show tomorrow, but it's not going to be a good one, and it would be like a 15-minute or so. I'm choosing not to do it. Yeah, let's just, Q-cock. Questions, comments, or concerns. If you have anything you want to say, I'm going to play with this bubble wrap. Feel free to let me know. Do you like the show? Do you like my COVID segments? I don't know, maybe. Like, this is what I think. I go through these anxiety loops in my personal life. Whenever I read this stuff, like, Now imagine like the segment you just watched, but it's like 9 hours long and I can't escape. Like you can turn my videos off anytime. Now imagine this is my disease, right? This is my disease, right? Like imagine I'm screaming at you about COVID for 20 hours straight and there's no off button. That's me. That's my brain. So, you know, I get carried away about these issues. No mask requirement in eye, dentist, or doctor's office is mass insanity. I agree. Heartworms aren't treatable, I thought. Glad you caught them. Well, the way I understand it, there's prevention. Now, again, if you don't know the story with Max the dog, who happens to be right here, I mean, I guess he would technically qualify as like a rescue dog. Anyway, he was a dog that was abused heavily. And as a result, you know, he had heartworms. And so the way that they deal with it is they shove needles into his heart or some shit that like target the worms like with a poison that doesn't kill his heart. So he had to be on like exercise restriction because he could like have a heart attack or whatever. If he played fetch for like 10 minutes, he could have a heart attack, right? But yeah, like the big thing is prevention. Like you can give your animals like a heartworm preventative so that if they were to get heartworm, right, or if they would be interacting with something that would give them heartworm, it would not be able to take hold. But again, he was an abused dog. So, you know, we had to do the hard way. But yeah, there were no masks at the veterinarian's office. So. Don't lie to your doctor or therapist. They're there to help. I disagree with that, but maybe that's my own illness. Ghoul? Maybe that's my own illness. I don't know. Like, what if I tell the doctor something truthful and they go like, oh, well, hey, I see. Let me jot this down on my chart and tell your insurance company about this. I don't want that to happen. You know? Fuck. Goddamn letter hack is in the chat. Subscribe to the Letterhacks channel. It's got some artwork going on. How annoying are those Arachnotron weapon imps? And they're okay. I feel like they're used sparingly enough to the point where it's just, you know, whoa, every time they show up, it's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. But they're not everywhere, so. Speaking of subscribing, subscribe to my second channel on YouTube. I've got a Doom speedrunning channel. I don't care if you like Doom. Help me out trying to get monetized on that bitch. So, whether or not you enjoy the content is irrelevant to me. I'm in Georgia, so fingers crossed here that Warnock sweep. Oh yeah, is that election today? Is that today or next week? I don't know. I mean, honestly, from a content creator perspective, I hope to God Herschel Walker wins because that's 6 years of gold mine. Now, obviously, again, Warnock should win. Vote for Warnock if you can. But, you know, I'm just saying, either way, silver lining for me. I'm going to make videos about Herschel Walker. Man, that is going to be 6 fucking years of content that I can monetize. Anyway, obviously, you know, I'm just joking here. I'm a caring person. Maybe. It's possible. I like your honesty in reporting on important issues that other leftists aren't covering correctly. Thanks. Yeah, my thing is, like, I try to talk about what I know. You know, I like to dabble in things that I'm not super educated in when I feel like I should, but you know, I got certain things that are in the wheelhouse, as it were, that I think are important. Max is a beautiful doggy. I agree. Thank you, Sinkwell. I appreciate that. And it is true. Yo, we got hot photos of my sister. Like, what is this, like, spam account, right? Hot photos of my sister? Like, why would I be interested in that? Now, like, I know it's going for, like, the incest thing. But, like, are the photos you fucking your sister? Because then, okay, if I'm into the incest pornography, all right. But, like, who cares if they're your sister, right? If I was into the incest, I would want them to be my sister, right? So the idea of saying hot pics of my sister as like a spam, like what is the target demographic there? Like, that's just creepy. You're posting pictures of your naked sister? That's creepy. Now, again, if you're fucking your sister and you're trying to do like an incest thing, I'm in. I mean, it's not for me, but it's less creepy. At least you're doing something that has value. But anyway, these spam bots, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, what is the target? Like, why do they do this? I guess it's just so cheap to create the spam bot. And if, like, to the point where it's like, if one person clicks on it or something, that they won, they got their money back. I don't know, but give her $5,000 instead. I agree. Yeah, I love that chronic pain patients can't get opioids because doctors. So think about this. The pharmaceutical industry and doctors work together to fuck people over and create an entire generation of like addicts. And now the people that are in genuine need of pain medication can't get them. They didn't do anything wrong. They didn't become addicts. And maybe even if they did, it wasn't their fault. It was the doctor's fault. It was the pharmaceutical industry's fault. And the people that have chronic pain have to pay the price. Isn't that strange that it always works out like that? Very strange. I appreciate your COVID rants. It's very cathartic for me. There you go. Thank you. I downed this coffee, so I'm like, I went from like low energy to like, I've got the jitters. They said my dog had a congenital heart disease and 1 year to live. We were afraid it was because we fed him vegan. We gave him medication, kept feeding him a vegan diet, and he's lasted 6 more years. Yeah, dogs, like the vegan dogs thing, there's a lot of disinformation around it. A lot of people say dogs need meat. That is not true. That is not true. Now, cats are a different story. Cats, the way that their body processes things, meat is extremely important to a cat's diet, but it's not necessarily the meat itself. It's just some of the certain compounds found in meat. I don't have a cat, so I haven't done the research, but I know for a fact that vegan dogs and vegetarian dogs, on average, are healthier than the average dog. But when you do feed a dog a vegan diet, you need to monitor them. You need to make sure that you're doing it correctly. Because again, if you, let's say you switch your diet and you're malnourished, you'll be able to feel that. You'll be like, my tummy hurts, or my brain is, right? A dog cannot tell you these things. And so as a result, it is extremely important to make sure that, what you're doing when it comes to your dog's diet is valuable. Also, again, dog food, the cheapest dog food is associated with lower lifespans for dogs. So even if you are a meat eater and if you feed your dog like real food, real food goes a long way. I like to feed Max baby carrots every day, stuff like that, in addition to the other stuff. But I'm very interested in, if I ever get another dog, to going into the vegan dog direction. But it's it's a lot of work, it's a lot of research, got to read a lot of books about it, a couple vet visits probably. Do I see links? No, I don't, but I think the username for the spam bot is the link you're supposed to copy paste or some shit. It's called taboo. Stop kink shaming. I am not kink shaming. If you're into incest, I support it. I'm in, okay? Sounds good to me. It's just that the idea of someone sending you photos of their sister, that's not incest. It's just weird. I don't know. That's just weird. Like, that's just, like, again, if it's them fucking their sister, that is more acceptable to me than just weird pics of your sister, right? That's just my opinion. Okay? Centers for Common Ground had easy peasy. Was called to Georgia voters. You can offer free rides to the polls and other info. There you go. Milo at the drop. Andrea, I have a story to tell you about that. I had started a chronic pain patient channel, but I can't keep up with it because of my chronic pain. So I follow Don't Punish Pain. All right. I just want to say this. If Herschel Walker wins, He will not be the dumbest senator in the country because Tommy Tuberville exists. So I'm just saying. Andrew Kolodny, he is with the CDC and he's corrupt as hell. I told the story on my other channel. Maybe I should take that video and put it up. Yeah, I agree. I feed Max babies, ideally. The ones that I have a deal with Planned Parenthood. And they give me fresh aborted fetuses. You know, fresh. Like, we're talking like they ripped that shit, you know, whatever it is, you know. And then they send it to me express, you know. Just drive it across town. Right, Max? Where the fuck is this dog? He's somewhere. Tofu, oil, potato, rice, and veggies-based diet is fine for dogs, but you should supplement with flax meal, lysine, carnitine, and occasional vegan dog food just to be safe. Yeah. It's all about variety as well. Taurine, I know, is like a big inhibitor for vegan cats. I gotta go. My stepsister is stuck again. What the fuck does that mean? Your stepsister is stuck? What the fuck? Labour Party announcing their plan to abolish the unelected House of Lords yesterday? That's great. Fuck them. Are we still estimating 10 years before they start rounding up LGBTQ people to unalive? Probably. Maybe less. Anyway, if you enjoy this show, feel free to. I think Evil Vacuum became a member earlier. So thank you for that. If you want to give me money, that's also an option. I like money. And the holidays are coming up, and I need to get little Timmy and little Jimmy some Christmas presents. So, and by that I mean, you know, I wanna buy myself, like, you know, presents for me, and Max. Reminder: all proceeds, 5% of all proceeds, go to the Max the Dog Fund, and that is where Max the Dog's toys come from. You may notice that Max the Dog has 7 trillion fucking toys. Look at this shit. 7 trillion. Look at this. Like, we got tennis balls out the wazoo. We got like 15 different plushes. Right? This is all for the dog. Right? 5% of all proceeds go to the Max the Dog Fund. And then in addition to that, I also take money out of my own proceeds. I'm just saying it. He does get a 5% of everything. Taxation. Brooke Holloway, member for 3 months. Give Andrea money. I agree with that. Y'all should go watch season 9, episode 10 of Seinfeld. Motherfucker, just say the name of the episode. Which one is that? Ah, The Strike. Excellent. It's a good app. It's a good app. It's a good fucking app. Does this show have a theme song? Yes. I only play it when I'm done. Woo! I need a cat fund. It costs $500 in 1 week to treat my cat and then put her to sleep because she... Oh, that's a shame. Real on, member for 3 months. Let's go, Brooke. I agree. I like Festivus. I have a lot of grievances. Oh, God, yes. Somebody needs a Weimar Germany version of the Doomsday Clock that ticks forward or backwards to 1933 based on how things are going. I'm sure someone's got something like that, but it's a good idea. Anyway, I'm fucking hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. Once again, no show tomorrow. I'm going to the doctor. Who knows? Are they going to find out I have cancer? You know, like, what are they going to do? I don't know. Maybe. You know, I don't know. You know, it's possible. Are they going to find out that I'm a dumb bitch? Maybe. That's definitely likely. So I'll be back on Thursday. And so that's cool. I can't wait for that. Go subscribe to my other, my other channel. Again, just to be very clear, I do not give a fuck if you like the videos there or not. I'm trying to get monetized, so subscribe. Your enjoyment is not relevant, okay? As far as I'm concerned, if you don't like it, that's fine. Subscribe anyway. I'm hungry. And also another thing, I am going to be, tomorrow I'm going to the doctor, so that's like a special circumstance. But I will be taking some more time off throughout the month. Because I do have a lot of secret projects that I want to finish, at least make significant progress on this month. And, so just throwing that out there. Shuryif, welcome to Cool. Excellent. So I'm playing with the bubble wrap again. You ever, you see what I'm doing here? I'm creating the bubble wrap tube. Please put your... Yes, I agree. You have to keep in mind, I am a stupid-ass bitch. Alright, check this out. This is not as... I did not... I guess I already popped a lot of them. Oh, yeah. Max, this is mine! It's mine! Look at this dog. Look at this dog. Yeah, I gotta get the P.O. box. It'll happen. It'll happen. Anyway, you know what else is gonna happen? The end of the program. Bye-bye!
Only the really I hate to say that those with the lowest IQ, but those with the lowest IQ, only really I hate to say this, I hate to say with the lowest IQ,
Nancy Pelosi saying this country needs a strong Republican Party. Nancy Pelosi saying this country needs a strong Republican Party. Saying this country needs a strong Republican Party. It needs a strong Republican Party.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever.
That will enhance our underlying effort to accommodate the Russian oligarchs and make sure we take their take their ill-begotten gains. We're going to accommodate them. We're going to seize their yacht. We're going to seize their yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. Kleptocracy and the guys who are the kleptocracies. But these are bad guys.